Hi everybody and welcome back to SDI Coffee Break. And if you've seen the last couple of these sessions, you know that we're speaking to Mr. Jeff Rumburg from Metricnet, a very close friend and partner to SDI. Hi Jeff.
How you doing, David?
Yeah,
Great
good,
to see
really
you.
good actually, really good. You know, the last session we did, the last conversation, we talked about a number of things, including economic value, including shift left, including channel mix, return to productivity. And I wanted to start talking about some of that, and I'm trying to maybe make some meaning out of some of that. Because what would be great, if somebody listening to one of these things could just take a snippet away into their organization to explain or to understand what some of this means in relation to what they do, and to see if they could turn that into some value as well. So let's maybe, you know, shift left has always been, I love shift left. You know, I come from an outsourcing background, right? So I love shift left. I love the ability to change services and change service and change the potential of service through doing new things and challenging people to do new things. So shift left, right? We talked about that as an economic value. In your experience, what types of efficiency drives or change in services have you seen from a value proposition, an economic proposition, even potentially, or even just some really great examples, or even where to start on a shift left journey, I suppose. What have you seen, Jeff?
Well, for organizations, David, that have not engaged in explicit shift left activities, there's typically a lot of low-hanging fruit, meaning that there are tickets that can be moved to a lower cost of support. Last year, 2018, in North America, the fully loaded cost of resolving a ticket at level 1, meaning remote support, was about $22. Now, if that ticket is resolved instead at desktop, desk side, the cost goes up to about $70.
Wow, yeah.
And that ticket gets pushed out to some level within IT. The cost goes to over $100. These would be the NOC, for example, application developers and the like. It gets pushed to field services. The cost goes to over $200, and if it gets pushed to the vendor, the cost is about $600 on average. So clearly, if a vendor ticket can be resolved instead at level 1, you're saving $600 on that ticket. If it can move from desktop support to level 1 support, you're going to save $70 on that ticket. And if you can drive it into self-help, self-service, you're going to save about $20 on that ticket. The best of all is the ticket that never happens because it's been eliminated through root cause analysis or effective problem management. Now, most organizations have not had a concerted effort to shift to the left. It does require some effort looking at tickets, auditing tickets, and ascertaining which tickets resolved at level 1 could and should have been resolved by self-help, which tickets at level 2 could and should have been resolved at level 1, and so on. But we've seen total cost of ownership, which is the sum of the cost of support at all levels, from level -1 all the way to vendor support, add up all the support costs. We've seen TCO, total cost of ownership, be reduced by as much as 50% through shift left. So for organizations that have not done this and not have an effort to audit tickets and move them to the left, there's a lot of opportunity to reduce total cost of ownership and service and support.
Again, Jeff, when I see organizations, and you talk about shift left, many organizations tend to do the opposite almost. They tend to sort of to look to streamline processes rather than shift workloads or be a little bit more progressive in what they're trying to do. So they're trying to change stuff and make things better through maybe a little bit more lean service or stuff. But I find that sometimes organizations really just stay away from shifting left. And I when I talk to them, there's the obvious things like, well, that means jobs. That's my job. If I'm sharing my skills with somebody, or the administration writes to do something, there's a trust thing there. There's a cultural thing there. What does that mean for shift left? Why aren't organizations trying to harness these types of economic value savings through shift left? What are you finding that organizations, why they don't want to shift left?
Yeah, I think you've hit on some of them. There's a certain element of turf protection. Individuals don't want you messing with the tickets that they are handling, for example. The fact is this industry is labor intensive. 2/3 of the costs in service and support are personnel related. So if we're talking about becoming more efficient, we're not becoming more efficient by cutting back on overhead. We're becoming more efficient by using human resources more efficiently. To give you an example, a typical desktop support technician will handle about 100 tickets a month. A typical level 1 technician will handle about 300 tickets per month. So if we shift tickets to the left from desktop support to level 1 support, we're potentially replacing 3 desktop techs with 1 level 1 technician. So there clearly are headcount implications. And it's an unpleasant fact that when an organization is trying to become more efficient, there are going to be headcount implications. But in the end, the pressure to become more efficient in virtually every organization wins out. And so my thought is that you may as well embrace it. You may as well recognize there's an economic opportunity here and start moving in that direction. And if resources are freed up, they can potentially work in other areas of IT, or they can go to other parts of the organization or the enterprise. But that is a side effect of becoming more efficient, is that human resources are oftentimes freed up.
It's interesting, isn't it, Jeff? If you look at this new sort of more agile world and doing things quicker, the technology is driving us to do things quicker from a business perspective, from an individual perspective. So when we've got organisations who are harnessing all that in this new digital age, that their journeys are incredible. I mean, we all, I'm not going to say any names, we all know the organisations that are at the forefront of some of this stuff. And what I've seen in some organisations recently is where the old school sort of way of working, that the last industrial revolution way of working, where there's hierarchies, where there's sort of siloed hierarchies, an ownership of process, an ownership of knowledge, and that in one confined area, and we're never going to share that because that's our job. Those things are changing. I've seen some great examples actually, where more of a service like a project office or a service office actually has multiple skills. So, looking at the end of the subject matter expert is a real thing, because skills need to be transferable. And if you have a group of people with transferable skills that they can harness at any one point in time, that means you can be more agile. You can be a little bit more flexible. And we've seen things like, or we're starting to see a little bit more focus on things like swarming in IT as well, where people come together with slightly different hats on to try and fix or try and deal with issues instead of that hierarchical thing. What are you seeing in relation to that then, Jeff, from a shift left capacity? Are you seeing these organisations, or are you seeing the end of the subject matter expert as a thing? Are we seeing that as we move into the new way of working in the fourth industrial revolution?
We are, David, because automation, even simple tools like password reset tools, but increasingly AI tools, whether it's IBM Watson, Core AI, Microsoft's AI tool, there are probably 30 AI tools out there. They are starting to consume tickets at the commodity end of the spectrum, meaning that the more simple tickets are being resolved through AI and through user self-help. And the analysts of the future, those that provide technical service and support that thrive in the future, are going to be those that develop deep subject matter expertise. It might be related to the vertical market that their enterprise is in, or it might be related to the enterprise software or the hardware that they are supporting. But increasingly, what we are finding is the quality of resources that are providing support at level 1 or remote support are expected to deliver a higher quality of service. Handle times are going up, and hence the emergence of what is referred to as level 1.5. We call that an Uber agent, one that does have subject matter expertise in a particular application, a particular vertical market, or a particular sector of the industry. That pressure will continue because the commodity end of the spectrum is being automated away through tools like password reset tools, and increasingly through AI chat and voice bots.
Yeah, good. We're gonna stop on this one, Jeff, because I think we can talk about this plus the other stuff we've touched on in the other ones as well over the next few sessions. So thank you again, Jeff. Thank you for everybody for joining us. I hope you enjoyed your coffee. I've drunk mine. I need another one. And we'll catch up in the next session. Thank you very much indeed.